English Reader 4 for Secondary School by Larysa Davydenko. Підручники and посібники Publishing House. 2016. All rights reserved.
Page 2. Lesson 1. Exercise 1. The cherries are ripe. In the orchard, the cherries are already ripe. Tommy's grandpa wants to pick them. Grandpa puts a ladder against the cherry tree. Tommy wants to help his grandpa and says, "Grandpa, you are so old and I am young. I can do it. I don't need a ladder." Tommy climbs the tree. He picks the cherries very quickly. His little basket is soon full. Grandpa says, "You are really a good boy. Thank you." Tommy and Grandpa carry the basket to Granny. She bakes a lovely cake. Grandpa is very happy. He has got a good grandson. Tommy is very glad too. He likes his grandpa very much and is always ready to help him.
Page 5. Lesson 2. The children play football. One day, Tommy looks out of the window and sees the children in the street. Tommy asks them, "Where are you going?" The children cry, "We are going to play football. Come with us." Tommy cries, "Wait for me, I'm coming." The children play football on the grass. One team plays in yellow shirts and the other team plays without them. Tommy's dog Rex runs after the ball. The girls cry, "Come on, Tommy! Come on, Johnny! The score is 1-1. Suddenly, Johnny arrives in front of the goal. He wants to shoot. Pete is a very good goalkeeper, but now he can't stop the ball. Johnny is going to score a goal. But no! At the last moment, Rex jumps at the ball. He catches it and runs away with it. There cannot be a goal, and the match cannot go on. The children cannot play football without the ball. The game ends. The score is still 1-1. Do you know why?
Page 8. Lesson 3. In the forest. Grandpa and Tommy are walking in the forest. Grandpa has got a stick. Tommy carries a little basket. Where are Rex and Pussy? They are at home. They can't go to the forest. Rex is sleeping in front of his kennel. Pussy is sleeping in front of the door. The forest is lovely. The trees are very large. Squirrels are jumping from branch to branch. Little birds are singing beautiful songs in the trees. Grandpa finds a mushroom in the grass. How big it is! Tommy picks strawberries. How sweet they are! Suddenly, a strong wind begins to blow. Grandpa says, "It's beginning to rain, and we are going to get wet." Tommy finds a hut. It is very old. Tommy asks Grandpa, "Who lives here?" Grandpa answers, "That's a hunter's hut." They walk inside. Outside it is raining. Grandpa and Tommy can't go home. But at last, Rex helps Tommy and Grandpa. He brings Grandpa's big umbrella. Rex is a hero. All three of them go home happily under the umbrella. They don't get wet because they keep dry under the umbrella.
Page 12. Lesson 4. In the helicopter. Once a helicopter lands on the grass. All the children run to it. The pilot asks, "Who wants to fly with me?" "I want to, and I want to," cry the children. Tommy and Susie go first. At last they are sitting in the cabin, and the helicopter takes off. The rest of the children wave goodbye. Rex barks as usual. From high up in the sky, Tommy and Susie can see everything. They see the house of Granny and Grandpa, and the garden, the pond and the large tree, and the stream near the garden, and the road with many cars, and the tractors in the fields. Everything is very small when you see it from so high up. Now the helicopter is flying over the house of Granny and Grandpa. "This is where we live," says Tommy. "All right," says the pilot, and he lets a ladder down. Granny looks out of the window and says, "Where are you coming from, children?" "Right out of the sky, Granny," says Tommy.
Page 16. Lesson 5. A Flight to the Moon. Tommy, Rex, and Pussy are astronauts. At the moment of takeoff, all three are lying in the cabin. The big rocket takes off. It flies quicker and quicker into the sky. Rex looks out of the cabin and whines. Tommy thinks, "Why is Rex whining? What does he see?" Tommy looks out too. He sees the moon. It is big and round. How near it is! Rex is crying at the moon, like all dogs. "We are going to land on the moon," says Tommy. "Get ready. Put your spacesuits on. Look, our 3 astronauts are on the moon. They are jumping high. They feel so light. And now they are jumping over a crater." Tommy cries happily, "Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!" Granny is sitting on Tommy's bed and asks him, "Why are you crying, Tommy? Are you ill?" Tommy answers, "Oh, Granny, how fantastic it is on the moon." "On the moon?" asks Granny. "But we are on the Earth. Now, come quickly. Your breakfast is ready."
Page 19. Lesson 6. What does Susie do in winter? It is a fine sunny day. Susie and Tommy are sitting outside on the bench. Tommy says to Susie, "It is lovely here in summer, but what is it like in winter?" Susie answers, "Winter is also beautiful here. There is always snow. When it snows, it covers the trees, the grass, the hills, and the roofs." "What do you usually do in winter?" asks Tommy. Susie answers, "I go skiing, I go sledging, I go skating, and sometimes I make snowmen." Tommy says, "Oh, that's really fantastic, Susie. In the town where I live, I can only go skating." "Come to see us at Christmas then," says Susie. "We always have got a big Christmas tree, and under it there are many toys." "That's a good idea. I'm going to come and see you at Christmas," says Tommy. "We can go skiing together, and we can sledge and make snowmen. Together we can make a large snowman." At that moment Granny calls out, "Go to bed, children. It is late." Tommy and Susie go to sleep.
Page 23. Lesson 7. Once there lived a little boy. His name was Tommy. He lived in a big house with his granny and grandpa. Together with him lived his friends, Rex the dog and Pussy the cat. One day Tommy called Granny. "Come here quickly, Granny. Look at this. What is it? I am afraid of it." Granny came, looked at it, and laughed. "That is a frog. There is nothing to be afraid of," said she. Tommy called Rex. "Come here, Rex. Look, this is a frog." Rex came, and Pussy came too. Rex began to bark, and Pussy to mew. Pussy jumped about. The frog began to leap. Hop! And the frog disappeared. Tommy was very glad that he had got real friends. Page 26. Lessons 8, 9. The story of the 3 billy goats.
There were 3 goats, a big billy goat, the second billy goat, and a young billy goat. One morning, the 3 goats came to the river. They looked at the green long grass on the other side of the river. "Look at that grass," said the big billy goat. "It looks very good," said the second billy goat. "Let's go and eat it," said the young billy goat. "We can't eat it," said the big billy goat. "Why can't? Why not?" asked the young billy goat. "Can you see the bridge? There is a big troll under the bridge. It is his bridge, so we can't cross it." "But you can't stop me," said the young billy goat. So he came up to the bridge and started to cross it. "Who is crossing my bridge?" asked the troll. "It's me, the young billy goat. Please, let me cross your bridge. I want to eat the long green grass on the other side of the river," he said. "And I want to eat you," said the troll and put his hand on the bridge. His fingers were very long, but the young billy goat crossed the bridge between his fingers.
The 2 brothers, the second billy goat and the big billy goat, looked at the young billy goat who was eating the long green grass on the other side of the river. "Look at our brother. He is eating the long green grass." "I want to eat it too," said the second billy goat. "Don't go," said the big billy goat. But the second billy goat went to the bridge and started to cross it. "Who is crossing my bridge?" asked the troll. "I can tiptoe over the bridge," thought the second billy goat. He crossed the bridge and started to eat the long green grass too. The big billy goat looked at his 2 brothers and thought, "I want to eat that grass too. What my 2 brothers can do, I can do." He went to the bridge and started to cross it. "Who is crossing my bridge?" asked the troll. "It's me, the big billy goat. Please, let me cross your bridge. I want to eat the long green grass too." "And I want to eat you," said the troll. The big billy goat looked at the troll and thought, "The troll is very big, but I have got 2 horns." And he started to run. In a moment, the troll fell into the water. He disappeared into the water, and none oversaw him again. Page 32. Lessons 10, 11. The 3 little pigs. Part 1.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs, Pinky, Perky, and Harry. They were brothers. They lived in the forest. The 3 little pigs lived happily. They danced all day long and sang. We are happy brother pigs, brother pigs, brother pigs. We are happy piggy wigs, piggy wigs. We have time to dance and play, dance and play, dance and play. We are happy all the day, all the day. One day they went out for a walk. They walked and walked, and soon they came to a big forest. Pinky said, "I can't see our house." Perky said, "I can't see our house." Harry said, "I can't see our house." They decided to build their own new houses. Harry said, "I'm going to build a house that is strong and safe. I'm afraid of the wolf who lives in the forest." "Oh, don't be silly," said Pinky, playing his flute and dancing. "I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf," said Perky, playing along on his fiddle. Pinky built a house of straw, and Perky made his house of sticks. "Well, what do you think?" Pinky asked Perky. "Looks good," answered Perky. Then Pinky took his flute, and Perky took his fiddle, and they began to play in the forest. "Harry is so silly," said Perky. "He tells us not to play in the forest. 'Watch out for the big bad wolf,' he said. But I don't see any old wolf."
Suddenly, the leaves shook and the wolf jumped out right before them. Pinky reached his house quickly and shut the door. Little pig, let me come in," said the big bad wolf. "No!" cried Pinky as loud as he could. Then the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the little straw house to pieces. "It's the wolf!" Pinky cried and ran into Perky's house. Little pig, let me come in," the big bad wolf said. "No!" cried Perky and Pinky together. Then the wolf blew the little stick house to bits. Perky and Pinky ran into Harry's house. Harry said to them, "Quick, get inside!" Pinky and Perky rushed into the house. They hid under the bed. Little pig, let me come in," the big bad wolf said. "Oh no!" cried the little pigs. The wolf began to blow, but he could not blow the brick house in. Then the wolf jumped into the roof and began to climb down the chimney. Harry put a big pot of water in the fireplace inside the house, and then made a big fire. The wolf slid down the chimney right into the kettle of water. Oh, cried the wolf. "Get me out, please," he asked. The little pigs helped him to get out from the pot with hot water, and the wolf ran far away from those 3 clever little pigs. Page 38. Lesson 12. The Tale of Peter Rabbit.
Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits. Their names were Flopsy, Percy, Mopsy, and Peter. They lived under the big tree. One day, their mother, Mrs. Rabbit, allowed them to play outside. "Stay near home, please. Don't go to Mr. Johnson's garden," she said. "Why not?" asked Peter. "Because he doesn't like rabbits. He can catch you," answered their mother. Then Mrs. Rabbit went to the baker's to buy a loaf of bread and some buns. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Percy were good little rabbits. They went to the meadow to pick blackberries. But Peter was naughty. He ran to Mr. Johnson's garden. He saw many vegetables there. Peter Rabbit loved vegetables. He began to eat them. First he ate the beans, then some radishes. Peter ate very much because he was greedy. He began to feel sick.
Suddenly Mr. Johnson saw Peter and shouted, "Stop, thief!" He looked very angry, and Peter Rabbit began to run away. Mr. Johnson ran after him. Peter jumped over the rows of potatoes. Then he started to run much faster. But Peter forgot the way back to the gate. He was so frightened that he didn't know how to get home. As a result, he caught in a big net and began to cry. But when he saw Mr. Johnson's hand over his head, he gave a tug and broke free. Then he ran home. When he came home, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Percy had got fresh bread, milk, and blackberries for supper. When Mrs. Rabbit saw Peter, she understood everything and gave him only some tea. Do you know why? Page 43. Lessons 13-14. The Frog Prince. Part 1.
Many years ago, there lived a king. He had got a beautiful daughter. They lived in a very large palace. There was a wonderful garden around the palace. One day, the princess went to the garden to play with her golden ball. She came to the pond and threw the ball high. The ball fell into the deep pond. The princess began to cry. "Why are you crying?" asked the frog from the pond. "I fell my golden ball into the pond." "Wait a minute. I'm going to help you. I can easily find it for you. But can I ask you to be your friend? Sit near you at the palace table, eat from your golden plate, drink from your golden cup, and sleep near you in your lovely bed." "Oh, yes, yes, I can allow you to do everything if you just bring me my golden ball," said the princess. The frog found the ball in the pond and gave it to her. The princess ran away. "Wait, wait, please. I don't run so fast. I can't go as fast as you," said the frog.
When the princess came home, she told her father about the ugly frog from the pond in the garden and that she promised to take it into their palace. The king said, "Go open the door and invite the frog to dinner." But she did not want to eat from the same plate as the frog and drink from the same cup and sleep in her lovely bed with the frog. The princess began to cry. In the morning, when she opened her eyes, she saw a miracle. Instead of the frog, she saw a handsome prince. He said, "Look at me, dear princess. I wasn't that I seemed to be. Only you could help me. That's why I waited and waited in the pond for you to come. And now I am happy. Maybe you can guess that in the future they will marry and live happily many years."